Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we've got so much to do. We've got a brand new quest line over here at the abandoned farm. We're finally going to find out what this is all about, and also we finally have the return of the seahorses Talina and Campas, which I'm going to show you at the end of this video. First, we're going to jump into this quest line because I'm very curious to see what the background is to this abandoned Dews farm, unfortunate Dews farm, which is what they call this. So yeah, if you're excited about a new quest line and some brand new horses, then make sure you keep on watching. And then now, without any further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So the quest line starts out over here in a random location on the Dews farm. So we're going to take a look and read what this says. A farm out here looks abandoned. I wonder if I could snoop around a bit. And then it says look around the abandoned farm, so I'm assuming maybe we're gonna have to look for clues or anything like that. The barn is covered with cobwebs, but the tracks make it seem like it's opened occasionally. Ooh, who comes here? I'm curious about that now. There are some notes on the board. They look like they were written recently. Monday, buy feed for the chickens. Wednesday, shear the sheep. Friday, movie night with Alex. Oh yeah, this is definitely Maya. And then lastly, we have the house behind the barn, and over here it says this house looks ready to fall apart. Surely no one has lived here for some time. Oh, okay, so a horse behind us, it's a Finn horse, the Palomino one, is neighing, and I'm assuming it's gonna come up to us, or where is it? How did we hear that horse from such big of a distance? Like, what? How? It's scaring the sheep away. That's kind of funny. Oh, there's Maya, and she was hoarding the sheep, I guess, and the horses now scared them off. Izabella, it's me, Maya. What are you doing here? I'm sure you're surprised to see anyone with the farm in the state it is. I actually kind of am, because it looks so abandoned. This place is my family's farm. It used to be our home, but you've seen how it looks. While I can't afford to repair the houses and live here, I can at least look after the animals. I'm gonna ask about her family because apparently no one lives here, and she has to take on the responsibility, which is weird. My parents have to travel around or even outside Jorvik to find work where they can. They send enough money back to keep the animals fed, but that's really all they can do. We don't have enough money to repair the farm buildings. It's impossible to live here in the current conditions. We couldn't even keep the horses with the stables in the state they are. Imagine that, a family on Jorvik with no horses. No matter how much I try, not even a single spud grows in these fields. I won't stop trying though. One day we will be able to return here and live as a family again. I just know it. But I'll have to get the sheep back first. I haven't had the time to repair the gate, and with no horse of my own, this will take all day. Well, as you can see, Maya, I have my own Percheron over here, and I can help you with that. Let's go ahead and get these sheep back to where they're supposed to be. The first one is somewhere out here, and there we go. All the sheep are back in their place. Now, Maya says 5, 6. Yes, that's all of them. You saw that lone horse out there in the field too, right? It can't be ours. We can't keep any horses here. Now, I forgot to record this, but the Finn horse I was just talking about was in a little cutscene on the field as well. Can we head back there together? I might recognize them. Perhaps they belong to a neighboring farm. Okay, so instead of going after sheep now, we're going after that Palomino Finn horse, and I'm very excited to see what this horse is doing over here because I don't think it's supposed to be here. Yes, there it is, the Finn horse we were looking for. It's so pretty. I still love the Finn horses so much. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we can do. Let's talk to Maya. There she is, the mysterious horse. I don't recognize her. She doesn't have any gear on. Could she be a wild horse? Hold on, there's something strange about the way she's carrying herself. She might be hurt, but we have to get closer to know for sure. Oh, this quest again. Yes, this is what we first discovered in Wildwoods, I'm pretty sure. As soon as the light turns red, I have to stop because otherwise I'm gonna scare her away. There we go. We got closer to the horse. The horse is calm now. Let's check for any wounds and get this horse treated because you little guy, you keep scaring away the sheep and you shouldn't do that. Yep, just as I suspected, she's done a horsey injury to her leg of sorts. She'll need medical attention or she'll just continue to suffer. In case it wasn't obvious, dealing with injured horses isn't my forte. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. Do you have any ideas on what we should do? I mean, Hugh is an expert in treating horses on Southu, so let's go ahead and suggest that. Of course, Dr. Shepherd will know exactly how to help her. We'll have to take take it nice and slow on the way to Southu, but we could always take the trailer too. So I took the trailer, and now we're here at Southu Farm. We're gonna ask Hugh for some help with this horse because it definitely needs treatment. There we go, he's examining the horse, and I don't think it looks too good. I see what's wrong here, he says. The injury itself is superficial, but the longer she puts weight on her leg without bandaging it correctly, the worse it will get. You both did the right thing to bring her here so quickly. Do you know who her owner is, by the way, or her name? No, we don't know anything about her. She stumbled across my farm today. Maybe she was a stock horse or something? She managed to set my entire flock of sheep free across the forgotten fields. And then the horse whinnies. Oh, you think that's funny, do you? The cheek. Well, I noticed there were some traces of a tag that could identify the owner, but it might have been ripped off. Did you see anything like that when you found the horse? If you return to the forgotten fields and have a look, you might just find it there. Once you find the tag, take it to my colleague in Jarlheim to find the owner. She would have a better chance of knowing the owner of the horse than me. Good luck. Okay, so we are actually going to find out the identity of this horse and who it belongs to. I did not expect that. I thought it was just heal up the horse, have a talk with Maya, and be gone. But this is like quite an extensive quest line, which I do like. Okay, here we go. I think I found the tag, and now let's go ahead and return to Jarlheim and ask the vet who this horse might belong to. Here we are in Jarlheim, and I also just realized I forgot to tell you what you need to do in order to do this quest line in the first place. So you must have completed the quest where you have built the bridge to get to Wolf Hall Inn, which is literally the first thing you do when you become a Strider, and you also must have met Hugh at the Rescue Ranch, which that's pretty much all you need to do. So this quest is pretty much available to everyone, I would say. I need to go to the vet. Where am I going? Here she is, the vet. Let's go ahead and find out whose horse this is, because I am curious right now. And the horse belongs to Doroth Jarlason, of course. She has an entire paddock with a bunch of horses, and I'm assuming the Finn horse escaped from there. So let's go ahead and talk to Doroth for a second to find out how to fix all of this. Now, Doroth apparently doesn't know about the lost horse yet, so I'm gonna ask her if she lost a horse. Me? Lose an entire horse? Why, of course not. I think I'd notice if a horse went missing. Let me count them. Well, wait a second. As a matter of fact, I have. Where is the horse now? Is she all right? I'm gonna tell her that she's injured and that Hugh is taking care of her on Southu. Southu? How did she get all the way over there? I suppose you took her there with her injury. Hugh's a good chap. He'll know how to fix her up. I'm sure you're wondering what her name is. She's called Ellie, and whenever she gets the chance, she likes to escape Paddock Island and roam free across the land. She's ended up all over the place. The Miramashes, Mistfall Ranger Station. One time she even made her way up to Marchenhast Castle? I think that's how you pronounce it. She's quite the adventurer, it seems. Doesn't want to stay in one place for too long. I noticed that SSO mentions this castle over here, and they did tease the release of a castle in Golden Hills quite a while ago, I think over a year ago, and they never ended up releasing it. But now they're mentioning it in this quest line, so maybe, I'm just speculating here, the castle may be released soon? I'm really hoping it will, because I loved the design, and that's just something I'm noticing right now. Where did you find Ellie wandering this time? Well, the Forgotten Fields. Oh, at least she wasn't too far this time. She wasn't near that abandoned farm, was she? The one owned by the family that hightailed out of Jorvik? The place should be avoided like the plague, I tell you. Well, thank you for letting me know where Ellie got to and how she's doing. If you could be so kind as to bring her back to me when she's all healed up, that would be wonderful. Thank you, Izabella. Now we're gonna go back to Southu Farm, and I'm wondering why Doroth was so critical of Maya's family. Because she said that you should stay away from that farm like the plague, which, if you don't know what the plague is, it was a virus as well, very dangerous, very deadly. So if we have to avoid that farm at all costs, what is the backstory there? I'm kind of curious right now. Anyways, let's go ahead and check up on Maya and the horse, which I'm pretty sure is what we have to do. Maya is right over here. Hugh says the horse needs to stay overnight to rest, but come back in the morning and we can see if she's feeling any better. And then we have a day blocker. It's been so long since we had a day blocker in a quest line, and honestly, this was one of my criticisms a while ago. SSO used to release quest lines and put no day blockers in them, which would make it so that you can complete them in one day. And now there's a day blocker, which means this quest line, if you're not going to pay for a stay, which I am going to do for this video, then it's going to take 2 or maybe even more days to complete this quest line, which obviously is going to cause more people to log on in consecutive days, which I think is a really good strategy. I love that they're doing that again. Now, I want to include the entire quest line in this video, so I'm going to go ahead and buy a stay the night thingy over here at Jonas, and we're going to continue with this quest line. Oh wow, she seems to be doing just fine after I've skipped a day. How did it go finding the owner of the horse? Well, we found the horse, but I'm not sure if you're going to be happy. So Doroth Jarlison owns the horse and her name is Ellie. Well, Ellie and I have been spending the night getting to know each other, haven't we, girl? And then the horse whinnies. How did it go speaking with Doroth? Well, she was surprised to discover that Ellie was gone. For sure, I'm gonna click that. That doesn't make any sense. Ellie hasn't stayed still since the moment I met her. It's obvious that staying in pens and stalls aren't her idea of fun. Ellie just won't settle down. She's been running around like crazy ever since she woke up this morning. She seems a little stressed. Maybe it has something to do with her being kept in a pen. Wait, it looks like she might... And then she's gonna jump over the fence and run off yet again because this horse doesn't like to be kept in a pen, apparently. Is now a good time for me to mention that Ellie is a serial escaper? Thanks for the info, Izabella. I think it's a little too late to know that now. We have to get after her. Okay, Ellie is on top of that hill. Maya is standing right over here. She says, "This is bad. There are so many cliffs around here." Maya is now trying to talk to Ellie and trying to convince her not to, you know, jump off the cliff, basically. She seems to have succeeded, so now let's return back to Hugh. So Ellie isn't really coming with us, and I think it's because Ellie wants Maya to ride her, which is interesting. Okay, there we go. I did not expect that, but there we go. We're gonna return to Hugh and see how we can work this whole thing out with Ellie tending to escape from pretty much everywhere. So yeah, let's go ahead and figure this out. By the way, if you're curious about the background of Deuce Farm as well, because apparently Maya's family also owns that, you can read the little text bubbles at the lower part of the screen whenever they pop up when you're running somewhere, because Maya explains a lot in those as well. So we said our goodbyes to Hugh, and we're now going to return back to Paddock Island with Ellie and bring her back to Doroth. However, I think there's going to be a plot twist in here for Maya specifically. It would suck if there wasn't. Oh, thank you, Izabella. Thank you for bringing my pesky runaway horse back to me. Come on, Ellie, time to go home. Doroth must have missed you very much. I know I will. Goodness me, did you ride Ellie all the way here? She hasn't let anyone near her since the day she was born, let alone mount her. Where do you live, Munchkin? Are you the one residing on those cursed grounds on the Forgotten Fields? Excuse me, cursed? Sure, my family farm might have been abandoned, but there's no need to insult us over it. No, you don't understand. Your farm sits in the shadow of Devil's Gap, an ill-fated crater where darkness lurks. Oh, look how cool this is! Legend says Devil's Gap is home to a band of mysterious holy women known as the Vela, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. For centuries, they have been biding their time, steeping in fury on John Jarl when he destroyed the precious life wardens and forests on the Forgotten Fields. With each day that passes, the curse gets stronger, and until the curse is lifted, the land will remain untillable and doomed for all of eternity. But that's just a little story, of course. Jorvik's full of fairy tales, as I'm sure you know, Maya. You look pale. Is everything all right? Yeah, all good. Just a lot to take in. Cursed or not, I'm determined to make my family farm a place where we can live and thrive. We choose our own destiny. We know that well enough, right, Izabella? That's 100% correct. You're right, Maya. Exactly. I won't let this little story of a curse get to my goals. No offense, Doroth. Your storytelling method was great. Creepy ambience and all. I like your enthusiasm, Maya. You seem like you've got a good head on your shoulders, and Ellie seems to like you too. Izabella, you've been spending time with Maya and Ellie. Do you think they'll make a good pair? Yeah, they're perfect for each other. They're great. You really think so, Izabella? That's so kind of you. Well then, I suppose there's nothing else to do other than ask you to take on Ellie. Really? You'd let me take on Ellie? Thank you, Doroth. Take care of her, Munchkin. You can have her. It's clear to see the two of you have a good bond. And besides, Ellie is a horse that can't be contained. The open spaces of your farm will suit her nature just fine. I can't believe it. A horse of my own. Or did I become Ellie's human? Either way, I couldn't be happier. We should get back to the farm. Curse or not, it's where home is, or will be, as long as I work hard. Ellie seems eager to show what she can do. What do you say? You up for a competition, Izabella? First back to the farm. Okay, so we have this race over here back to Deuce Farm, and I'll meet you guys there as soon as I've made it there with Maya and her new horse, Ellie. And then here we are again. I'm assuming this is about the end of the quest line, so why did nobody tell me how awesome this felt? The feeling of riding your own horse, wind whistling in your hair. Woo! We're finally back on the farm. Welcome home, Ellie. And then we have to talk to Maya and Ellie, and we get quite a bit from that. Was that 300 XP points? Or 300 Jorvik shillings? Either of them is quite amazing, and we also get some leg wraps, if I saw that correctly. So let's go ahead and see what these look like. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm so sorry. And then there we go. These are the leg wraps we got. Honestly, a beautiful color. I love them so much, and they're the new model, which I really like. And we also have a reputation quest over here at Maya, and we have two actually. We have a picnic with Alex and Maya, and free riding with Maya and Ellie. So I'm assuming this is also a new faction over here in a reputation tab. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look. Over here we have the Dew family, who owns the abandoned farm at the Forgotten Fields. So this is the reputation faction. I'm not sure how much XP these daily quests give. This one gives 100, and if I saw correctly, Ellie also has one on her, so let's go ahead and check that one. Normally, if they're both 100, you should be able to level up quite easily. So this one is also 100. If I do both of them today, I'll be on 390, and then tomorrow I will be able to continue with the reputation quest, which I'm surely going to try and continue, but that's not going to be for this video, unfortunately. Now, with that being said, we have one last thing to check out. I know this video is already so long because the quest line took me an hour to complete. That's right, and I only have like 15 minutes of footage in this video already, so an hour edited down to 15 minutes is pretty good, but we still need to go ahead and go to Fort Pinta to take a look at the two magical horses that have returned to the shore to Lena and Campos. So let's go ahead and go there. I also own one of them from the previous time they were released, so I'm going to show you the one I have as well in my home stable after I've shown you them and their matching magical pets. Now, the previous time these horses were here, they were over here right next to these little tables. I don't really know what to call it, but now they have been moved to right over here, and it seems to be, yeah, we have both of the pets and both of the horses. No Gary Goldtooth though, which is kind of weird, but here they are, and instead of staying for like 2 weeks this time, these horses are staying for 7 weeks, so that's until September somewhere. So over here we have Talina. Both of these horses are 850 star coins. They're available from off level 1, which means accessible to everyone, and these are magical horses, which means they have 2 coats. Over here on the screen you have this one, Talina, on the left, and then we have Campos on the right, which is the more bluey toned one. Those are their natural coats. I think I have Talina in my home stable, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you Talina after I've shown you the matching pets as well. We have matching mantas, super adorable. These are 400 star coins each, which is a bit expensive, but if you have the money or you kind of regret not buying them the previous time they were here, you can still go ahead and get them. Honestly, they're really beautiful, but I don't think they're worth the 400 star coin price. I like this one so much, but I'm just not gonna buy it. It's not worth it. I don't use pets a lot, so yeah, that's it for the 2 magical horses over here on the shore. I'm now gonna go to my home stable and show you my Talina, so you have an idea of what these horses look like and how they move, and also I'm gonna show you the natural coat as well. Just to give you a general idea, I will link my video in which I buy Talina in the upper right corner in case you want a full video on these 2 horses. Right now I'm just showing you that they're there and that you can buy them, telling you about the price, etc, etc, and I'm gonna show you Talina in my home stable as well if I can find her. And there she is. So I'm gonna mount her, and if I click over here and her little horse sheet on this button, she'll return back to her natural coat. And I mean, it's not really natural, it's still kind of special, but look at this horse. It's actually really pretty. I forgot how pretty it was. This is the magical coat, which is also stunning, by the way. And then this over here, let me change back, is the natural coat. So in case you're interested in any of these, this is Talina. I don't have Campos, unfortunately, but again, here is the picture. You can compare and see which one you like best and get them if you want. Remember, they're staying for 7 weeks, so you still have plenty of time to spare up. So yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you're planning on getting any of these anytime soon. And with that being said, that was everything for today's video. I want to thank you so much for watching. I know it was a longer one, but I know some people really enjoy those, so here you go. Don't forget that next week is the Jorvik Stables open house return, where we will have a brand new Arabian joining the horses family here on Jorvik. I'm very excited about that. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. If you want to see more of my content, all you have to do is subscribe down below, and also make sure to turn on those notifications so you'll never miss out on anything I post. And with that being said, I hope you'll have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you again on Saturday in a brand new video. Bye guys!